Hey, what is going on, everyone? I am so glad you took your time to spend with me right here today. I am your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock-Wilson, and we just had TNA Impact Wrestling Live. On the show kicked off with the Aces and Eights. They all came out and had their own speeches. Anderson had his own speech. Devon had his own speech, and so did the VP. And I like that the more important members of the Aces and Eights got to speak on TNA on TNA tonight. And Anderson, he told AJ that he has a Aces and Eights prospect cut for him if he were to join, which I will get to later on this review. And Devon tells Bully Ray that he has an envelope with something in it, and it seems like we're leading to divorce papers, but it really wouldn't make sense because in Bully Ray's mind he still loves Brooke Hogan, but it's also another thing I will get to later on. And D'Lo receives a termination letter about his contract with TNA Impact Wrestling. Well, it kind of doesn't make sense because now that he is a member of Aces and Eights, he really shouldn't be involved in the talent aspect of TNA. So at least something makes sense out of those three promos. And I like that that when he asked for management to come out, Kurt Angle came out and said what he really felt about D'Lo and attacked him, only to be gained up on Aces and Eights. And then the cavalry came out: Magnus, Joe, Eric Young, and Joseph Park, and just put the melee on him, sets up a huge 10 tag team main event match later on, and I will get to the results later on this review. Also, in a Knockouts tag team match, it was Velvet Sky, the champ, and Taryn, the new Knockout, teaming up to face Gail, Kim, and Tara. Like I said last week, the foreshadow into the tag team match. And what I like about this was that Joey Ryan was the special guest referee. And Joey Ryan, being creepy as he can be, when a woman goes for one of their pinfalls, pay attention to detail when Joey Ryan is looking, and everything he does, even though he's genius, it's really, really creepy. And I like that Joey Ryan never really, he wasn't really refereeing all that much. All he done was a quick count on Gail Kim's opponent and got the victory over Taryn Terrell in the tag team match. And it was weird, just the way the whole thing was set up. I think it was supposed to be Taryn Terrell gaining the advantage, but because Joey Ryan was the referee, I like that little flip because it gave Joey Ryan some airtime. And it's about time that Joey Ryan got some airtime on TNA Impact Wrestling just to creep everyone out. And that's what he just done in that Knockouts tag team match last night. Also, in a tag team title contract, it was Austin Aries and his partner Bobby Roode, the tag team champions, who are going to face Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez next week for a championship tag team match. What I like about that contract this time was that there was no contact with other teams. That contract signing actually went well. It went smooth. And It's another thing that TNA really should do. Not for the main events, because usually if it's a contract signing for a main event for a world title match, then something will go wrong. Whereas a tag team title match, I like that they didn't touch each other. But I think what happened there was that it seems like in the tag team match next week that Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez will lose, because the stipulations are that it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, and if Chavo and Hernandez lose, they will no longer team together. And I think Chavo and Hernandez need the win just to save the tag team division. But I think that Austin Aries and Bobby Roode will retain it. It's really sad, not in the way that would make Austin Aries and Bobby Roode look bad if they lose. What I'm saying is that if Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez lose, they'll have to split, and that'll be a fatal blow to the tag team division, in my opinion. And then the only other team left is Kaz and Daniels. So it really don't leave much, and there really should be more teams in TNA. And the tag team division was looking okay, but now it's just gone way beyond not okay anymore. And hopefully something good comes out of this. Also, last night it was Gut Check on TNA Impact Wrestling, the match between Adam Pearce and Magno, where Adam Pearce got the victory when he cheated to win and used the ropes. I thought this match was okay. It wasn't really a great gut check match. I think that Magno made a few mistakes inside the ring. Adam Pearce, I think, actually looked good in the ring. And I don't know if the cheating to win will benefit the gut checks judge's decision on voting him in, because if they do vote him in, one has to go first. And I think out of those two, it's really a no-brainer. I think Adam Pearce over Magno for sure. Let him go through gut check. Let's see if he gets more yeses or more no's. Let's just see what happens. I think they should sign Adam Pearce, because after he cheated to win, I saw him going up the ramp really looking like a nice heel. And I think that's one of the key things that Adam Pearce pulled off on his match against Magno on TNA Impact Wrestling. And also last night, in a backstage segment, Mr. Anderson hands AJ Styles a prospect cut and told him to think about joining the group. And then later on, Hulk said he will go to the ring now and get answers from AJ Styles. And then also another backstage segment, and it seems like there's a lot of backstage segments more than in-ring last night. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but also last night, Joseph Park gave Kurt Angle some words of encouragement and said that he will be on their side. It's almost foreshadowing if Joseph Park will join Aces and Eights. I don't know. I don't think it should happen. Because it was Aces and Eights that really destroyed Joseph Park a few months ago when they were on Hulk Hogan and Sting's tail a lot. So that really wouldn't make sense, but I like that Joseph Park talked to Kurt Angle and told him he will be there to fight by his side on the front lines to take on Aces and Eights. And those are the things I like on TNA. It's very old school, to say the least. And inside the ring, it was Hulk Hogan, and he called out AJ Styles to get some answers, only to have James Storm came out and try to sway AJ Styles to not join Aces and Eights. But AJ Styles still has that prospect cut in his hand, the one that Mr. Anderson gave to him. And what I like about this is that AJ Styles, again, did not give an answer. And And then later on, after it was almost like I'm actually 50-50 with this if AJ Styles will join. I really don't know. And I like the mystery behind this new AJ Styles. If he will join or if he will not join, it's really convincing and very believable. I think, in my opinion, I don't think he will join. But let's just see what happens next week, because Hulk Hogan gave AJ Styles an ultimatum to make his decision next week to join Aces and Eights. In a triple threat qualifying match for the X Division Championship, it was Sanjay Dutt, Mason Andrews, and the returning of the Canadian Destroyer, P.D. Williams. I like that P.D. Williams got the victory because he's fresh right now. He just came back, and I like he got the victory over Mason Andrews. So at least Sanjay Dutt is not really eliminated. If the person gets pinned, he's the one that's eliminated. And at least Sanjay Dutt has a little bit of life in him right now. But I like that P.D. Williams is back. He got the win. I think he could be the X Division champ in a few short weeks. I think that could happen. And yeah, it's a good thing that Sanjay Dutt did not get pinned. At least he's hanging in there right now. And like I said, P.D. Williams, fresh, coming back. I love that he's back. And I think he will do well in the X Division. And I'm surprised it's still a triple threat. I still like to have more in this new creative ideas for the X Division. But I do like that every match is a triple threat match, because that match was so amazing. And it started off with pin cover after pin cover after pin cover after pin cover after pin cover, over and over and over. So it's very high energetic. And I think this is a excellent way to build the X Division even more. And this is what they should be doing. And it is one of those things that started TNA in the first place, the X Division. So it's a good thing that they really rejuvenated the X Division. And let's just see where it goes from here. I'll give it a few weeks to think about if the triple threat match will be working. As long as it don't have a boring factor kicking yet, but it don't yet. But I'll give it a few more weeks to see what I really think about this new concept for the X Division picture. Also last night, Bully Ray gives words of encouragement for the Aces and Eights for their upcoming main event match. And it seems like there's a lot of words of encouragement last night on TNA. I like it. It builds energy for, the people involved in the match. I love when people get motivated, and it's just one of those things that I like, that people get motivated going into a match, and it's like, yeah, I'm ready, let's go, let's do this, let's get it on. It's classic. Everything TNA does is always classic. It's always old school with a bit of new school thrown in, and I like that they're playing in new arenas right now, because it gives that modern feel. And in the main event, it was Aces and Eights, the Sergeant at Arms, and the television champion Devon, Doc, Wes Briscoe, Garrett Bischoff, and Knox to take on Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Magnus, Eric Young, and Joseph Park. And I like that the Aces and Eights won this match when Doc pinned Joseph Park, because if Aces and Eights lost that match, that would really deliver a fatal blow to them. So I like that they won, and they needed that win to gain more momentum. They're the group, they're like the other groups in the other companies. WWE got the Shield, Ring of Honor got Scum, TNA got Aces and Eights, and I like that they're really using Aces and Eights more and more and more, and in the right ways. I like that. It was only a couple of weeks ago they used Aces and Eights quite a lot, and the week after not so much, and now this week they use them enough. And I love the way Aces and Eights are used on TNA. Everything about Aces and Eights on the show is always 100% benefiting them. And In the final segment of the show, it was Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan face to face. Bully Ray revealed that what was inside the envelope was a front row ticket for Brooke Hogan to get a front row seat to see the next week's main event between Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy in a Full Metal Mayhem match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And I like that Bully Ray really got to the point when he first came in the ring about his match, and then called out Brooke Hogan because they were going to have a face-to-face. And I like that he used his relationship with Brooke Hogan for the world title picture, and it almost seems like that next week that Brooke Hogan will cost Jeff Hardy. Don't be surprised that it will happen, because it does look like that right now. So because Jeff Hardy just before it seemed like Bully Ray was about to just before Bully Ray was about to really give it to Brooke Hogan, and Brooke Hogan slapped him, and he was begging for Brooke to slap him again. I like that Bully Ray is also not only old school and excellent in cutting his promos, but he's also funny as well when he's really being a obnoxious bully. He's always true to his character, and I like that. And I love his interaction with Brooke. The chemistry between the two of them as characters inside the ring is absolutely genius. And it's almost too good to be true, because Jeff Hardy came out and saved Brooke Hogan when things got heating up. And that's why I believe that I think Brooke Hogan could cost Jeff Hardy in the match, and Brooke joining the Aces and Eights with Bully Ray as the world champ. That's my prediction for next week's main event. And that was my review of TNA Impact Wrestling Live in Arkansas. I'm your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock Wilson, signing out. Get plenty of rest. And always do your best.